Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of June 19th. So it is solstice week on June 21st. We have the solstice bringing either the shortest or longest day of the year depending on which hemisphere in the world you live in. If you are experiencing the longest day of the year, so that's the summer solstice up in the northern hemisphere, this is when our life force energy is recharged. We can get a boost, we can feel invigorated, we can soak up the rays of the sun to feel heightened energy. If you are experiencing the winter solstice and the longest night of the year down in the southern hemisphere, this is when the dreaming state is heightened, when our dreaming state is activated, helping us to tap into our intuition, our imagination, finding inspiration from within. All of this is activated. So depending where you live, those are the energies that you will have to work with under the solstice. And if you are on the equator, and actually anywhere in the world, so regardless of summer, winter, southern, northern hemisphere, the solstice is a power time on Mother Earth. It is one of the 4 days of the year where the healing energy of Mother Earth is at its highest. So spending time in nature, connecting with nature, being outside is a perfect way to heighten our own energy, to heighten our own vibration, and to connect with that strong healing energy of Mother Earth. If you could use some healing, if you're looking for physical, mental, emotional, spiritual healing and support, being out in nature, soaking up the vibration of nature under the solstice is one of the power days of the year to do that. So I encourage you, wherever you live, to try to spend some time outside, even if it's a couple of days before the solstice or a couple of days after. The energy is at its highest point the day before, the day after the solstice, and the solstice, of course, but in that time frame. So really work with the beautiful healing energies of the solstice and that energy grid of Mother Earth, which moves into a higher harmony under that shift in our sun. Our sun also moves into Cancer. So in tropical astrology, the start of Cancer season will always align with the solstice. So we are moving out of air sign Gemini into water sign Cancer. That means energy is shifting from our mental state to our heart state. So energy will flow down in this direction where we will get out of our mind and move into a more heart-led place. So you may feel that shift this week, and you can actually use that shift to your advantage to connect with your heart, to connect with your emotions, to connect with how you feel, to quieten the mind. Beautiful, powerful tool up here, but we're kind of at this transition point, being asked to bring energy down into the heart and see if we can acknowledge and move from this place. A way that you can do that, a little quick exercise: place your hand on your heart, get still with it, and just ask your heart, how do you feel? And trust what rises up. Try not to get stuck from here. Allow it to rise up, the answer. Just trust it. Don't get in your head about it. Trust whatever comes up. And then you can follow it up with, how can I bring more love? How can I bring more openness to you? Referring to your heart center. And again, see what floats up, see what flies into your awareness. And that's a beautiful, easy way that you can connect with your heart energy as we make that shift from air to water. So speaking of the elements, we've got this solstice energy, and then we also have this shift from Gemini to Cancer season, but there's something else happening in the sky this week. We have a lineup of planets in the sign of Aries. This is known as a stellium. It is actually visible in parts of the world, a lineup of stars or lineup of planets that look like stars to us, but a lineup of this energy in Aries. Aries is a fire sign. It's a strong cardinal fire sign. This brings kind of like envelopes all of this energy, all of the solstice energy, all of the move from air to water, it envelopes in it in a little bit of a fiery energy and a little bit of a passionate, you know, kind of oomphy, impulsy energy kind of surrounds it. It's also very strong with leadership energy, really taking control, taking leadership, taking ownership. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that, not taking control, because I think sometimes that can be misconstrued a little bit, but taking ownership, taking responsibility for the life that you want to lead, putting yourself in the position to go, you know what, if I want to do something, I got to make it happen. What can I do to make it happen? And that doesn't mean you have to do it alone, but just what steps can you do to put yourself in that leadership position of your life, to take responsibility for the life that you want to lead. That energy is very, very present. And like I said, it kind of like is a bubble around all of this other energy happening this week. It will also heighten and activate, that Aries stellium will heighten and activate the energies of the solstice, amplifying the energy grid of the earth, helping us really take that healing energy and put it straight into our hearts. So again, I really recommend spending time in nature under the solstice energy if you can. For those of you in the southern hemisphere where it might be a little bit cold, you know, just do what you can, even if it's just for a moment. And actually the same if you're in the northern hemisphere and it's really hot outside, just, you know, be sun safe, but just trying your best to connect with nature, even if that's just sitting at a window and watching nature go past, the clouds, the birds, however that might look like for you. Whenever we are accessing anything on the energy grid, it is all about intention. We are timeless, spaceless beings. We don't really need to be outside in order to feel it. Just the same as we don't really need to be sitting in the same room for you to feel the healing vibration that I am trying to send out through this video. I don't always set the intention to do that every week, but this week I have. So, you know, we're time, space, they're there. We have no boundaries on our soul level. So if you can't get outside, if you're not mobile, if you don't have access, know that you can still soak up those energies through intention. Even if you forget, you're sitting at your desk at work and you're like, oh, it's the solstice. Just give yourself a second to connect with the energy grid of the earth. Visualize it. Feel that healing energy coming through you, and then passing it along to others. All right, so I hope that's helpful. We do have big, bold energy this week. I would say it's going to be a little bit of a balancing act with that fiery energy, that heart-led energy. We're going to have to try to keep our emotions in balance as much as possible. When we're leading from the heart, it can really help us, and that fiery energy combination, it can really help us to access our passions, what we really want to be doing with our time on this earth. All of that can come up for us, and if you're out of alignment with whatever answer that is, be gentle with yourself, but try to see if you can use that energy to make small shifts in a better direction for you. All right, I hope that's helpful. I am Tanaz from foreverconscious.com. I always forget, please, if you would like to do a summer-winter solstice, I've got a link for you below. If you would like to do a summer-winter solstice ritual, I have a link for you below. If you want to read more on the solstice energies, you want to read your Cancer horoscope, all of that, Cancer season forecast, please check out foreverconscious.com, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you same time next week. Enjoy.